What's up? How are
Hello.
you?
I can't believe I have both of you here with me today, together at the same time.
Finally,
Yes,
finally.
Amazing.
finally. How are you both?
All good, thank you.
Good,
I'm
good.
good as well.
Arman, you good? Are we good to go, Kubra?
We're good to go.
Awesome. So, firstly, boys, congratulations on Tum Aoge. I think I'm just going to be saying congratulations to you every time I speak to you. It's another one. It's another one in the bag. But how are both of you kind of taking in the success of this song, especially for it being part of a movie that is releasing in cinemas after such a long time? So, Arman, I'll start with you first.
I think it's a blessing to be a part of this movie because I believe that Bell Bottom is in a way gonna roll the ball for the whole Bollywood industry. We've been closed for I think 17 months now, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
and a lot of technicians, a lot of cinema owners, a lot of distributors, all have kind of like they don't know where to start from. They're all starting from scratch, and it's economically it's been really bad for all of them. So I'm really glad that we're part of such a movie that's not only tells an important story and is really gripping, but also helps the whole film community and the industry in as a whole. And Tum Aoge is a very special song. It's not just another romantic song, not just another ballad. It's a very meaningful song, very soulful song, and I feel like the lyrics really speak volumes, even with the simple words. So Amal and Virak sir are a formidable team. I think whenever they come together, they come out with gems, be it Bol Do Na Zara, be it Main Rahoon Ya Na Rahoon, be it Tere Mere. And I'm glad that I've been part of all those songs. So yeah, I think over to Amal to explain a little more about the song and the movie.
Yes, go for it, Amal.
So for me, I don't know where to start because Tum Aoge is something that I'm really proud of because I feel I've done lots of music and people love my music, but there was this thirst to put out music like this, which I had not done in I don't know. I've never done a song like this for a movie. It was maybe people are saying they're happy to. It's reminding them of even Tu Bhula Jisse, which I did in Airlift.
Yeah.
Sorry, Arman, can you tell mom not to call me?
Just put it on airplane mode. DND.
Sorry, mom. Interview. Time out.
You're getting some candid stuff here.
I love this. This is staying in the interview, not being edited out at all.
You should. I'll call you. Good night.
So whenever we do Instagram lives or some important interview,
She has the most impeccable timing. She will come and call us exactly when it goes live.
I love that. I'm so happy it happened in this one.
Oh,
So yeah, tell me. So sorry, Amal, you were saying, and actually, I just want to just off the back of what Arman said. Arman,
Yeah.
you said it's a very meaningful song, which it is, and I think both of you together work really well when it comes to meaningful songs. And I think there is, I don't know if there is still, which is a question I want to ask you, but there was this whole view of lyricists not getting their due. I did hear at one point a few months ago that lyricists aren't getting their dues, they're not getting credited. I mean, is that still the case? Has it gotten better?
It's not there, but I think everyone's working towards it. And, musicians specifically, I can speak for myself in the year 2014, when even I was like a young 23-year-old doing his first song, I still sent like an 8-line credit for my whole team, not just the lyricist. Every person was involved in the song because I think that's the only way for them also to be maybe getting some work. Maybe a guitarist who's played for me tomorrow, if that song is successful, he will benefit from it. So why should we take away that right from them, from musicians, from session musicians, from lyricists? And without the lyricist, no song, I don't think a melody will remain forever without great words. So why not? They are the most integral part of the song. And it's sad that they had to do a song and all of that and do a video to speak about their rights.
Yeah.
Like they had to go to that level to tell people that we are not getting our due. which is sad. I think that's something all the labels also should look into all the time, that the composer and the lyricist and the singer, all three, but the lyricist is the only person who is not going to be able to get on a stage and, bag a show or do some brand endorsements, which, today it's an influential age. They are not those people with the kind of love a composer or a singer gets. So why make their chances even more harder? We anyway are not managing to duly credit them, and then there's no, everyone wants to show that link and say, check this out, I wrote this song.
Yeah.
And when you take that away from them, that's evil. That's not good.
Isn't this just basic? Like, isn't it really basic? Just to credit
I don't.
people?
I think the
it makes me
absolute
laugh.
it's the absolute basics that people don't get right. It's just, I mean, what are we asking for? I've written the song, or I've sung the song, or I've composed the song. I'm just asking for a credit. It's as simple as that. Just to be.
It shouldn't be even something to ask for. Even
yeah,
there was this thing that I did. I've spoken about a dozen of times about this. When it was even the radio stations in our country, they would announce a song saying, check out this singer's song. It's not just that singer's song. It's all three. Just say composed by, written by, and sung by.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't even say the singer. They'll say, is movie ka gana. Just, it's okay. But it's better to inform people, because anyway, people don't like, even now I have friends who don't know what music composition is. They still think, oh, Amal, you're a singer, you make songs. You sing and you make songs. But they don't know what is the composition aspect. They just know that acha ye gaata hai.
Yeah.
That's not it. We have so many great creators in this country, such great writers. And if we don't respect them, no one's going to choose this as their career ever. It's just going to get lesser and lesser.
Absolutely. And I think it's thanks to people like both of you who are actually voicing this and are actually talking about it, because before maybe it was just like, it was just brushed under the carpet and it wasn't even spoken about. But it's nice to know that people like both of you are bringing it out and are actually fighting for it.
Both Amal and I, we don't hold back.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Which is
truth.
Good.
I think
that gets us into trouble, but we're okay.
I know.
It's good trouble to have, honestly. Because we're standing for something that's, right.
Absolutely. No, of course. And Amal, you said the composition of the music. I mean, there's so much detail and effort that goes into making a song. I mean, just explain how it works, because sometimes I know you're up at some really ungodly hours, composing songs. Your Insta lives are happening at 11 p.m. UK time, and I'm like, wow, your body clocks must be all over the place in this sense.
I think that's what even my mom just called, and that's the complaint, that is this the time to wake up? When will you? And it's like breakfast happening at 4:00 in the afternoon.
Exactly.
But it just happens, and I think all creative people love working through the night. And to simply put it, in today's, to explain to a person who's not from the industry or a layman who's a listener, I think there are 4 pillars of music right now that create a song. It's the person who makes the melody, the composer. He is the one who, hires a music producer or a team of musicians and produces himself. It's it's an effort of a lot of people. It's not just one man show. Then there's a lyricist who works. Then, in my process, Arman is sometimes there. He's adding his own chords, giving me ideas. It's growing. It's like a ball that's growing into a bigger one, that, every day there's something new that you're adding or subtracting from the song. So there's so many minds involved. And I think music production, lyric writing, singing, and composition, these 4 things are what define, how a song is made. And it takes sometimes 5 minutes you have a melody, sometimes it takes 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So it can just mess with your mind. There are days, almost 5-6 weeks, I've not managed to make a good song at all. So
we call it the composer's block.
Yeah, it's weird. You can do everything else, but you can't make something that you're so used to making music. Every day we do that, but there are days you can't. So this is also, a way to look at it as a gift that you have to, protect. That's the reason why artists should be credited. They should, you need to protect them because they're only into their music. Everyone is just trying to do a good job and just be credited for it. So those basic things, if it starts happening in this side of the world, just like it's all over the world, I think there'll be many more musicians and so many people wanting to do music. Now, no one wants to do it because they're like, oh, what's going to happen? It doesn't go through. There's so many young kids who come, try to sing for Bollywood. They then don't manage. They don't manage to get a foothold. It's because they know, and everyone wants to be a singer. No one comes to me, like people who come to assist me. I've not seen any kid who's come up to me and said, I want to compose. They say, we want to learn with you, but we want to eventually become a singer, which is great. But no one chooses music direction because they're like, what do you guys get?
Yeah.
That needs to change. And I think I'm leading that side of the movement where I think I'm going to change that.
Well, I really hope so. Arman, how important is it for you to listen to a music composer whilst making a song?
I think, see, there are two aspects. Firstly, I am a songwriter myself when it comes to my English songs. And when I'm a playback singer, I would say I submit myself to the composer, because for those 2-3 hours that I spend in the studio, the composer is my guru. I need to be his clay, and he's going to mold me and kind of like make his song come alive through me. So I really need to be receptive. I really need to be open to suggestions, need to soak in as much as I can, and then obviously reproduce it in my own style and my own manner. That's what I have learned over a period of time. And obviously with Amal, both of us are so like, tightly linked together. When he's composing a song, I'm always around and I'm part of the process. So, it's probably even tougher to do a session with Amal because he knows what I'm capable of and he wants to extract the absolute best out of me. So with Amal, it's a very different process. But as of now, I think we've just come to an understanding of where I know where his compositions are leading, where he wants my voice to go, and how much he wants me to extract out of my voice. So I would say it's a collaborative process. When you enter a studio, you got to sit down with the composer and really understand his psyche, where he's coming from, because he's lived with a song much longer than you have. Because I've just come in and I'm just learning the song, and in 2 hours I have to sing something that probably the guy has been living with for 6 months. So
that's also, I think that's also such an unfair thing. If you think about it, you call a singer and you give him 2 hours to understand something I've lived for maybe 6 years.
Exactly.
So it's never going to happen.
Which is why
I do that. I send Arman the song. Sometimes if he's there, even if I'm working with Arijit, I send them the song. I let the artist live with it. So that they
which
grow
is, I think,
song.
nice, because they understand it even more, and then they, in some way or form, they also live with it too, if not for the entire amount, but at least for some more part of it, right?
I think what used to happen back in the day is that composers, lyricists, and singers used to have this jam session kind of sitting thing, where they used to rehearse the song with the singers. The singers used to understand the melody and rehearse it for almost, I've heard from my dad, for like almost a month. People used to learn the song and rehearse the song with the whole band, because at that time they had to do everything in one take. It couldn't be like, you couldn't chop up stuff and do.
They had only 4 tracks. There were only 4 tracks to record.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was melody, it was rhythm, it was vocals, and then obviously probably
instruments.
I'm not sure how they did it. They were geniuses. But what I really love about that process is that, we get to live with the song as singers. And then once, as they say, na, aapke room mein bas jana chahiye gaana. Ek baar wo room mein bas gaya, then for you to reproduce it is not going to be an issue, because that time you're just going to float with the song. When I'm singing it fresh, I'm learning the song simultaneously while recording it, which is not good. I'm not giving my absolute organic best to the song. So I think as a process, me and Amal over the last few years, actually, we started jamming, listening to the song multiple times before I actually recorded and dubbed.
So thanks to both of you. I think that whole freshness of music, but yet bringing that like old school style back, I think it's really nice for you both to be keeping that alive, because you do bring the fresh sounds and you do bring like new music to us. And I think it's weird because you bring music to us like every time we feel like, oh, we haven't heard a love song for a while, you bring it. Every time we feel like, oh, we need like a party song, it's like, it's just there, you bring it out, which I don't know, somehow the timing just works perfectly. So I think kudos to both of you for really, really, I think the hard work, it is, when they say hard work pays off, it really is paying off. So thank you very, very much to both of you. And before I let you go, please sing for me. I'm not going to ask for a particular song, but whatever both of you want to do, a nice little jam session for me here, that would be nice.
I think we love to sing a little bit of Tum Aoge, a song from Bell Bottom. Amal, I think I'll just sing like one verse of it, and then you can pick up the chorus part.
Okay, done.
So then there's no confusion and lag.
Yes, sir.
1 second.
By the way, this is our 45th song together and my 90th song of my career.
Oh my God, amazing. Wow, congratulations.
We're 5 away from doing 50 together.
Wow.
That's some Malik trivia happening right here.
This is really cool. Oh my God, guys, please just hurry up and do more songs. Just keep bringing us the music.
Coming. All are on their way.
Lots more coming. मेरा घर तेरे बिना सूना है, मेरा घर तेरे बिना सूना है. Yeah.
खाली दीवारें तुझको पुकारे, खिड़की की तन्हाइयां बस निहारे, वो रास्ता जिस पे चल के तुम आओगे,
तुम आओगे, तुम आओगे, तुम आओगे, तुम आओगे.
Yay, that was amazing, guys. Thank you so much. I honestly, sometimes I feel like I don't know what to say to you, just except the fact that you both are honestly amazing. God bless both of you. Amazing, yeah. God bless both of you, and just keep the magic happening.
Thank you so much, Anushka. Lots of love.
Lots of love. And Amal, thanks for coming on time today.
Finally, today I saw, like, I got a message. I said I have an interview with you. I was like, last time I know it was 1 hour. She had to run away in 5. I mean, it was a 7-minute interview.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all good. You're worth the wait. You really are. So all good.
This time, I think I was late.
Arman, you're forgiven. You're never late, only today, so you're forgiven, so don't worry. Chalo, take care. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.